And
Hey.
so talking about seeing what happens, what I didn't know had happened was two
Uh-oh.
other players left the team
Oh yeah. I didn't tell you
after
about this one. I gotta tell you about this one.
you told me earlier, but like I just
Listen, dog.
didn't
All right.
realize.
So check this out. Here's the thing. So we have had two players leave this week. This is the third. That puts us up at three players who have left the football team in the past week alone. I thought Isaiah Johnson leaving last week was crazy. I thought that was kind of crazy. But this week, we have also lost former receiver Paul Billups and offensive lineman Trayvon Green. Now, Paul Billups, here's the thing. He's leaving the team. He has not played at all this year. He only recorded 4 receptions and for 27 yards in 2024 on 136 snaps. And then he didn't record a single catch in 2023. And the reason being is a lot of the personnel, from what I saw, they were expecting Paul to be a good rotation receiver this year. But he's been banged up, injury riddled, and he hasn't been there and available to play. So because of that, they're thinking that he is going to medically retire. That is the rumor that's going around. So Paul may not be playing and is leaving the team just due to medical reasons. Cool. Trayvon Green, on the other hand, completely different story. Is this man played all 13 games last year, played 819 snaps last season at right tackle, but has only played 11 snaps. He only played 11 snaps versus Charlotte and 5 snaps versus Richmond, but didn't play against TCU or against UCF. But the crazier aspect about it is, wow, that was weird. The crazier aspect about it is, if he enters the transfer portal this offseason, he will get this season back.
Yeah,
because he hasn't
he's
played
still
4
less than
games.
4 games. Because you're
So
still technically, or because you're technically redshirted if you play
yeah,
less than 4 games.
yeah. So when I look at this is kind of what I thought for Isaiah Johnson last week, and I was hoping it was a medical reason. So Paul, I'm not mad at if it's a medical reason. I'm not mad if you have to leave the team due to a medical reason. You have to medically retire from football. No athlete wants to have to medically retire
Yeah.
from the sport they love. That's no athlete wants that. I've never seen an athlete say, I'm cool with that. Trayvon Green, on the other hand, I think is a prime example of he's not getting the reps he feels he deserves and the PT he deserves. So he's like, you know what? I'm a bounce. I'm going.
Oh, tell you the truth. So speaking of Isaiah, hold on one second. Because somebody actually commented about that and kind of gave me a little more background information on what that situation was. So hold on one second.
What, in our last video?
Yeah, so Quan came in
Word.
and commented
Appreciate you,
on the
Quan.
Isaiah situation. I need the thing. I feel a fate.
You don't do you want him to come copyright us? That man will copyright us for humming his beats. Like, is that what you want? Is that what you want for our podcast?
I would love to see him try.
You would love to see him try. Of all the people.
Love to see him try.
Of all the people. That
So Quan says, according to his uncle, Isaiah Johnson was released. He spoke about Isaiah's social media. There were frustrations from his uncle about Isaiah not starting after getting projected as a starter prior to the season. His uncle put the blame on wide receiver coach Garrick McGee.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have this take about that. One, I don't like the uncle airing that out.
Because I never appreciated family members outside of direct family members airing business out. I don't like that.
I don't like the uncle airing that out. And the reason being is because it gives me vibes kind of similar to when Kawhi left San Antonio. Because you remember how like nobody could get Kawhi to talk about a situation. It was always like I want to say his uncle that was talking on his behalf, but they were
Yeah, it was
always
always
real
some family
cryptic
member
about
that
it.
wants to talk on his behalf about this and about that. Like I'm not here to listen to you talk about somebody else's situation. I want to know.
And my thing is this: if it sounded like the uncle, did you say the uncle expected him to be projected as a starter, or he thought he was projected as a starter, and the uncle's blaming the wide receiver coach?
So apparently the uncle is upset that his nephew ain't get the playing time he thought he was going to get because he was projected to be the starter prior to the season. And that apparently the situation was that he got released and blames the wide receivers coach for the situation that happened.
Okay, so the uncle blames the wide receiver coach.
So yeah, the uncle blames the wide receiver.
So I'm gonna put this caveat out there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read it
What?
one more time. So according to his uncle, Johnson was released. So he was removed from the team. He was
Uh
dismissed from
huh.
the team. And he spoke, it's like, and the uncle spoke about it on social media, saying there were frustrations from his uncle about Isaiah not getting not starting after being projected to be a starter, and his uncle put the blame on the wide receiver coach Garrett McGee.
All right. Here's my thought process. First thing when you read that multiple times, I've been thinking about it. Hey, yo, Unc, did you ask your nephew why he got released? And why hasn't your nephew come out and explained it? Because it's easy to spin the narrative of, oh, they hating on me, X, Y, and Z. Oh, y'all released my nephew. Y'all must just be hating X, Y, so on and so forth. And you're going to blame the wide receiver coach. If he was released, that means he did something or wasn't doing something. Because this late into the year, like after the season started, getting released, especially when you're expected to be a big time player, you had to have done something. You're not just getting released just because coach don't like you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because even at any major program, any other major program, Bama, Georgia, Florida, USC, Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, whoever, you name them, let's lock them down. If they have a star player, a star role player, a key asset on the team, even if that player and the coordinator do not get along or their position coach don't get along, if that player can contribute, they're going to be on the field. And if they're not on the field, they're not getting released. They'll keep them on the team, but they're not going to get just flat out released unless they do something detrimental, like go speeding in their car, get in a car accident, go drunk driving, go get caught up in an SA case or something like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is true.
You're not getting just flat out released unless something happened. You may get benched. You may not get PT, but if he was truly just flat out released from the team, some there's something there that isn't being said. At least in my personal opinion. I don't know how you feel about it. I know in my personal opinion, I feel like there's something there that's not being said.
Oh, there's always something there that's not being said. Like, because at the end of the day, it's just like, until he comes out and says himself what the reason was, none of us are going to really know why or what the reason behind it was. We can sit here and speculate all day long, but until he comes out and just comes out in some kind of interview or some kind of podcast at some point in the future saying, "Hey, this is the reason why I left," so on and so forth. Bada bing, bada boom. We can only speculate whether it could have been a behavioral issue. It could have been him and the coach didn't get along. It could have been the coach like the uncle said, just wasn't putting him in a position to actually be a part of the team. Really, Lord knows.
So let me ask you this question: One, do you find it odd that Belichick's had 3 players leaving the last week? And 2, did you anticipate this happening, even if a losing record occurred?
I anticipated some transfer portals, like some transfers possibly. I didn't expect 3 players to be gone in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Like I wasn't expecting them to be just depart from the school, or at least I didn't think there'd be this much reporting about it. Because you got players that leave the school all the time, but I didn't think there'd be this big of a thing about it.
Yeah, I thought one might have left. And the reason why I thought one might have left is due to the fact that they weren't getting the PT they felt they were deserved. I figured they would have got into their own ego and been like, I'm better than this. I deserve more playing time. I'm better than him, X, Y, and Z. I'm leaving. That's why. I thought there would have been only one player who's done that. And to be honest, I feel as though that's what Trayvon Green is doing. Which, if he's been balling, more respect to him. I'm not
Like
mad. I'm
my
not
thing is,
mad at any person who
if you
feels
were a
that way.
starter last year, have good tape and put up a good performance, I don't really see why you weren't a starter this season.
That part. So as I
Now,
said,
but then again,
Trayvon,
I don't know if he really started week 1 or not.
who Trayvon?
Yeah, I can't remember if he started week 1 or not. Hold on.
Oh, week 1 versus TCU? No. He started all 13 games last year.
Let's see.
Yeah, he ain't start. He ain't start week 1 this year because he's only played in Charlotte and the Richmond game.
Yeah, he wasn't even on the depth chart, or at least I don't know if this is a current depth chart now or not. But which I got to say, I should have took a snapshot of that week 1 depth chart. That's what I should have did.
That you should have. That you should have.
Right now it's Ja'Kai Moore is the starter with Miles McVay behind him.
More. Ooh.
So as of right now, that's what we got.
As of right now, I sense craziness. And right now, I think I foresee a lot more people leaving the team if this season doesn't turn around.
Okay, so no, he was the projected starter for week 1 against TCU. So there's a good chance that he started week 1. But
not from the news I saw, they said he didn't play at all.
Because I think Boone ended up playing instead.
I saw nothing at all. Nothing at all.
So no, with that kind of thought process, like no, I'd be probably upset about it and want to leave.
Especially if I was given no reason. If I was given like not a simple reason, like not a reason as to why I lost my spot. Especially because even if you lose your spot to somebody who's outworking you, coach will usually tell you that.
Especially since neither team really released a depth chart week 1 anyway. So
right.